Hello, welcome to the Perfect Genetics Challenge, Generation 2, Episode 11. In this episode, we're going to be aging a few Sims up, and I'm trying to get them with extra skills before I move them out. In the previous episode, I was about to give up on little Debbie with her efforts to find the potion to make her imaginary friend real, because she kept exploding things constantly and didn't seem to be making any progress at all. Then all of a sudden, she seems to have worked out how to do it, and she's just been making potion after potion after potion and improving her skill as well. It's the logic skill that she gets from doing this. And that ghost watching Debbie is Olivia Goff. She is a townie, and Debbie does not seem to appreciate being watched by a ghost. Back to work. We'll keep her going until she has managed to discover all 10 of the potions. It won't take her long now. There were 2 chemistry tables not being used and a lot of other Sims who haven't completed making their potions yet. So I sent Max to make a potion because he'd only had one left to make, and then Sonny had a go. And like Max, Sonny only had 1 potion left to make before he'd discovered all 10 of them. So I started on their little imaginary friends again. Here's Lance. He's got a long way to go. I don't know that I'll get him to make all 10 potions, but he will have to learn a lot of logic and make a few potions at least. Meanwhile, little Debbie's almost made all 10 potions now. She'll still be there for a little while, but we'll soon get some more of the imaginary friends made real down here making potions. It was dark outside by now, and Donna, the little heir for the next generation, was sitting out in the middle of the yard playing with her imaginary friend Doll, while a couple of other children were having a water balloon fight. Pat suddenly appeared at the foot of the ladder that takes them up to the treehouse. He'd been up there searching the galaxy with his telescope, didn't find anything, and he came down to see what was going on. It seems Pat was very hungry, and Donna had a townie to speak to, so things were happening. That's little Carl heading over to the group science project who just finished playing with the water balloon fight. I don't know who that townie is, but she's around in this yard a lot. Looks like they're just making friends. Meanwhile, inside, Big Sister Denise is holding court at the table. And down at the other table in the basement, Daryl was holding court too. But he was all dressed up in his attire for holding court. He does this a lot. Donna thought she would get some painting done, get some painting skill learned before she was ready to go to bed. There's lots of townies heading over towards that group science project. However, her painting was interrupted when another townie wanted to have a chat with her, and Donna was obliging and she stopped work and had a conversation with the townie, another one that I don't know who she is. She just turns up here all the time. Oh, there's Donna's father, Bill. He is Cindy's husband. And of course, Donna is their daughter and Cindy's heir. She will be heading up Generation 3. Bill's going to finish this painting. I found that painting in the backyard and it was only partly done. Worked out it was Bill who was painting it, so sent him there to finish it off. And there's Cindy chatting with her stepson Carl, because Carl was Bill's alien son. Looks like Sonny's just finished discovering another potion, but he's got more to do, so we'll get him back at it. Lance is doing well over there. Oh no, Debbie's gone and got scorched again. She's going to have go and have a shower. Little Sims cannot continue working at the chemistry table while they're singed. This is why we've got a shower right next to them. Just slip across here without having to walk up all those steps and find the way to the bathroom. Just go across and have a shower quickly and get back to work. We've got our usual group of townies out there beside the pool. I don't know why some of them don't go home occasionally. They do all have homes. The next morning, some of the children were up early and playing on the swings. That's little Donna with Carl's imaginary friend made real, Pat. Pat and Carl are going to age up shortly and become teens. Pat's got a lot of skills to learn. I thought it would be easier to teach him skills as a teen. He's already done his child skills. I think they've all finished their child skills now. I was surprised to find Daryl indoors doing a smussle dance. He's usually presiding over royal court somewhere. Haven't caught him dancing before. That's something new. It was the weekend and I sent everybody who hasn't got sufficiently high fishing skill across the road to the river where they could work on their fishing skills. The children can fish in the river, but they can't fish in the wishing well, although they could fish in the swimming pool. But I decided that they could come over here and fish, and eventually just about the whole household of children and teens were here fishing. Across the road back in the house, Olivia was eating one of the holiday Christmas tree cookies that she had just baked, and the others were reading. Oh, except for Don, he's got his piece of birthday cake. That's the cookies, Christmas tree cookies. The mod for those cookies is available on Mod The Sims, and they're called Winter Holiday Cookies. Barbara and Mary are going to be moving out shortly. Not in this episode, but probably in the next episode they'll be moving to live in Vice City with Martin and Bart, who moved there a couple of episodes ago. Now we've got a few more little Sims, both teens and children, fishing in the river across the road from the house. I like to try to get their fishing skill up to level 7, because once they get to level 7 in fishing, they can read all of the bait books that are available. Of course, once they've got the fishing skill up, they'll all be sitting around reading books. Eventually the day was over and I had forgotten about them, and here it is dark. So I had to send them home. Didn't want them to get arrested because I told them to go and learn some fishing skill. There's the house, just across the river, so I don't have far to go home. Looks like it's birthday party time. There's 2 birthday cakes out, and Bindy's there sleeping on the floor, and Donna is playing with her imaginary friend Doll. And there is Mary. She's going to blow out some candles. She's about to become a young adult. Looks like Mary's going to have to blow the candles out all by herself. There's not too many of her family there. Oh look, here comes little Daryl. He's been up the other end holding court. So Daryl and Donna are brother and sister, but Daryl's older than Donna. And here comes Donna's twin, Debbie, and Pat, their imaginary friend made real. And of course, Cindy and her husband Bill, who happen to be parents of all but the little imaginary friend made real. And here's Barbara. The other cake is for her. She is Mary's imaginary friend made real. There go the candles, and then she's going to spin into her young adult form. And there is Olivia, the founder for this Perfect Genetics Challenge. And Don, Olivia's husband, and he's in his pyjamas. I gave Olivia and Don makeovers recently, so Olivia is in one of her new outfits, and Don's in his new pyjamas. Of course, Mary is Don's alien daughter. And there she is now, spinning into her new young adult form. And I was able to choose a trait for her because she did so well at school, and they've been working on gardening recently, and we need somebody to revive the dead plants. So she got green thumb. She's already up around level 8 or 9, I think, or could even be level 10 in gardening, so she'll be able to revive any dead plants now. So everybody's getting their cake. There should be enough cake there for all of them, or almost all of them, to have a piece. The others are still fishing. We'll have to get them home for Barbara's birthday. Looks like Don and Olivia missed out on cake. They got there too late. But if they stand in front of the table, when it's time for the next birthday, they should get cake, I think. They're still happily celebrating an empty table. There's so much less chaos when there are less Sims at the party. But the chaos can be fun sometimes. I'll give Mary a makeover afterwards when Barbara's been aged up. They can both have a makeover. I liked the hairstyle that Mary had before. I don't dislike the one she's got now, but I think I'd prefer her with a bun on her head. I'll give Barbara something a bit snappy. She is an evil Sim, of course, and evil Sims can be extremely entertaining. So we'll make her look like she's a girl that has fun. Now, because I'm not just tossing this extra Sims out and letting them fend for themselves, I'm needing to age them all up and get them all trained before I move them out into a different world. where they will live their own little lives and get visited occasionally by their relatives and friends. So in order to get all this done in a relatively timely manner, I'm going to be aging up as many Sims as possible each episode so they can move out and make room for Generation 3 to begin. And so there will hopefully be a total of 5 birthdays this episode. And this is the second one now, Barbara aging up to young adult. And Barbara and Mary will be moved to Vice City World in the next episode, but not in this episode. It looks like some of the Sims who have been fishing are finally coming home, and they're going to be at Barbara's party. So not everybody's going to get cake this time. So there goes Barbara. I was tempted to give her a green thumb as well, because she did really well at school. That's why they're getting aged up now. They have to do well at school before I age them up. And I gave her artistic. I thought it sort of went with some of the other traits she's got. I quite liked the look of that outfit as well. It looks good on her. But I thought I really do need to give both Mary and Barbara a makeover. I don't know if those gloves go with that top or not, and I don't really like them on her. Let's all have some cake now while there's still some left. Looks like Olivia has changed into her nightwear as well. So Don got a bit of cake this time, but I think just about everybody else is up for a second piece of cake. So there's going to be lots of them with a stuffed moodlet in their moodlets. So a third piece of cake might see some of them changing shape. After the party and the makeovers, most of the household sat down to reading books or doing homework. There is Mary in the distance there working on the inventing table. She's got her hair done and she's got a new dress on, and Barbara's sitting there with a new top and long white pants. She's getting through those recipes pretty quickly. Mary didn't have any recipes that she needed to read. And there's Donna, she's come upstairs. She just wanted to play on the arcade machine. That's the one I got for free. It's a mystery gift that you got when you bought Sim Points way back before Sims 4 was released. I discovered that Mary still had a few potions to discover. So she is going to work on discovering new potions for a while. The reason I aged Barbara and Mary up at this point was so I'd have them at home to finish off their skilling, because I want them, they've grade A at school, they've done everything they can do at school, so if I keep them at home for a while I can get them to learn a few more skills and read more recipes before I have to move them to Vice City. I might even get Mary to read some more cooking to get a higher cooking skill, and she'll have more recipes to read as well. I'll just have them here for a few more sim days and then they'll be gone with whatever skills they've managed to get in the meantime. I'm also going to be trying to skill the little imaginary friends that have been made real. Give them as much as I can before they move out. It occurred to me that baby Oliver hadn't received his imaginary friend doll yet, so I sent his mum, Olivia, out to check the mailbox, and sure enough, the doll was there, and the car was there to take Bill to work. He's working at the coffee house in the culinary career. And since there were a few old newspapers lying around near the front gate, I told Olivia to clean them up, and she did. She's a good little sim, that Olivia. Usually does what she's told. I just don't remember to tell her to do things very often. Bill has finally decided that he will come and get into the car and head off to work. He is currently at level 4 in the culinary career, and he works at the coffee shop. And there he is, arriving at work. Now, Mary wants to be a vocal legend, so she is going to eventually go to one of these proprietors at one of the Showtime venues and join the singing career. There is the proprietor standing outside. I probably will let her get into the singing career while she's still living in this world, just so the game doesn't give her a job that will take her out to work every day, because I want her at home to do things. Don had to report in for one of his achievements. He had to go to the theatre to do it. He often seems to end up at the theatre. There's somebody arriving for work in the music career. You can tell by what they're wearing that they're in the music career. The only recently achieved opportunity that Don has completed that I can remember at the moment is the opportunity to gain 1 level of skill in mixology. But I didn't know that he would have to report into the theatre when he completed it. But he could have. Can't think of what else it is he's just done. Barbara's finished reading recipes. He's read them all for her level in cooking, but that doesn't mean I won't get her up another level in cooking. She has made no potions to this point, so she's learning logic as she discovers potions. I'm not sure how many she'll get to discover. She doesn't have to discover all 10 of them because she is an imaginary friend and she's just getting as many skills as she can. Baby Oliver's getting attention from his mother and big sister Cindy. One thing about a baby in The Sims, their job is to be moved around amongst every possible object that they can sleep in. They're not supposed to get any sleep at all, they just get moved from spot to spot. Oh look, there's his imaginary friend, Doll. There's little Lance, he's got lots of learning to do too yet. Oh, and it's a birthday party time. Here is Bill's alien son, Carl, and he is now going to become a teenager. And his imaginary friend, Pat, will also age up to teen. Looks like Mary's going to come over from over there. Didn't know she was there. She's going to be the first one to celebrate his birthday, so I guess she'll get a piece of cake. And here's Paul. That's Max's imaginary friend made real, and they were made teens in the last episode. And Barbara showing off her new outfit. I gave her an interesting hairdo as well. It's one that's very short on one side and long on the other. Oh, and Daryl's arrived. He can't wait to age up to teen because he wants to turn his imaginary friend real. He's got to get that done while he's still a child. We've got to move a few of these young adults and teens out first. Too many Sims in this household, so Barbara looks like she's about to have an accident. She certainly won't be diverted from celebrating the birthday for anything. Carl is now a teen, and I gave him the animal lover trait. Of course, Carl is the half-brother of Denise and Daryl and Donna and Debbie, because his sin father is their real father. That little one there with the blue t-shirt on clapping, that's Riley, and he is the imaginary friend made real of Denise, and Denise is there standing behind him, purple hair and purple dress, and she is Daryl's twin sister. So Cindy and Bill had 2 sets of twins, boy and a girl first time, then 2 girls, one of whom is the heir, was the second set of twins. Mary decided she doesn't want cake, she just went to sit down to read on her tablet. Mary is the half-sister of Carl and the full sister of Martin, who's already become a young adult and moved to Vice City, which is where Mary and Barbara are going to move in the next episode. The reason that they are full brother and sister is because they both have Don as their human father and they have the same alien mother, and Carl has Bill as his human father, and he's got the same alien mother as Mary and Martin have. But Max has a different alien mother, and his human father is Don. So that makes him the half-brother of Mary, Martin and Max as well, but that's through their relationship to Don. And we get dragged upstairs to see the university mascot delivering some university gifts for the child that just aged up to teen. There's quite a few gifts there. There's been a few teenage birthdays, and nobody seems to be very interested in the university gifts at the moment. Get back to the party just in time to see Barbara cleaning up the mess she made. She's got full free will. She could have gone off to the bathroom all by herself, but she chose to eat cake instead, and so she had an accident, which she is now cleaning up. All done. But I see another birthday inferno cake sitting there waiting for somebody to come and blow out the candles. I suspect that will be for Pat, the imaginary friend. Here comes Pat. He's going to blow out his candles now. And Pat's aging up now because his owner, Carl, has already just aged up to teen. There's Carl standing behind him with the long white pants on. It's interesting when they age up and we get all these different clothing. I usually tell them apart by their clothes, so sometimes it takes me a while to recognise each one. And I'm aging up the children to teens because I'm finding it's a bit easier to get them to learn skills if they're teenagers than just children. So once they've done their child skills, I can age them up. I won't age Cindy's children up just yet though, because they're much younger than the other children were. It's about time for Pat to spin into his teenaged form. I think by this time most of the household, and possibly all of the household, have gathered to wish Pat a happy birthday. So there's going to be quite a few of them missing out on cake. And Pat has successfully aged up, and he's become adventurous. He'll need some new clothes. I think I'll leave him with that hair though. I wouldn't normally have added that curly hair, but I think it'll suit him, so he can keep the hair. I'll just give him new clothes. I always look to see what the game has given them, and if it's something that I think's okay, I will tend to keep it, and that way I get slightly more variety in my Sims. It looks like some Sims have had too much cake and they've been leaving it sitting on the floor. I don't usually see that happening. Maybe somebody who misses out on cake might find a bit off the floor and eat that instead of going without cake at all. Mary's decided not to have any of this cake either. Maybe she's on a self-imposed diet or something. She just wants to read her book. But Barbara's gone back for another piece of cake. Luckily there's only 2 birthdays, otherwise she could start growing out of her outfit. So everybody ate their cake, at least everybody who got cake ate their cake. The others just missed out. And after everything had been cleaned up, I made sure that they picked up all those bits of cake off the floor and either put them in the fridge or cleaned up, and then it was bedtime. They needed to have a sleep, and we'll see what the next day brings. Pat very kindly volunteered to clean up all of the dirty plates that had been left on the table. Carl just stood there and thought about it. The main event for the following day was a birthday party for the one remaining little Sim who needs to age up urgently, and that is little Oliver. He is going to become a toddler, and we'll see what hair he's got. He's got his father's green skin. Most of their children did have green skin from Don. As you can see, Don's got green skin. He's there holding his baby son. That's a little brother for Cindy, and an uncle for her 4 children. Fancy being born and you're already an uncle to more than 8 other little Sims. Don's going to put the little boy down on the floor, and then he'll probably just walk off and leave him there. They do that, Sims. But he's still standing there. That's the little heir there blowing the trumpet in the pink nightie, standing beside her grandmother with the pink hair. Because Olivia is the founder, of course. And little Donna will be the Sim to head up Generation 3. And there he is. And look, he's got his mother's hair and his grandmother's hair. It's the first boy in the family to inherit that hair. He didn't get the pink eyes though, but that's okay. He wouldn't have been the heir anyway, because his sister has already had her babies. Cindy's already the heir, and now she is the mother of Generation 3. This little fellow's just an extra that we added in for the fun of it. See how many pink and yellow-haired Sims we'll have around the worlds by the end of Generation 10. It'll be interesting to find out. Because there's a few of Don and Olivia's grandchildren living in Mountain Lakes. Because Gary, the eldest son, has got 2 children, and James, the second eldest son, has 4 children, and they all live in Mountain Lakes. Everybody's having a lovely fun time cheering for Oliver aging up to toddler. And of course there's going to be some toddler training happening. So I guess we're going to all eat cake, except for the little birthday boy, because he's too little to eat cake yet. So that will be the end of the video. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. And thank you for everybody who has subscribed. And if you haven't subscribed and don't want to miss the next episode, it'd be a really good idea to take the opportunity to subscribe now. And if you've enjoyed the video, a like would be greatly appreciated. And also comments. If you've enjoyed the video, comments on the video itself would greatly assist the channel growing and having more people learning about it and able to watch these videos. In the next episode, we will be doing some toddler training and some more skill upgrading and reading for this group. Plus, we'll be taking Barbara and Mary to live in Vice City. So we'll be visiting Martin and Bart in Vice City as well. So that's something to look forward to. And I might get an imaginary friend turned real as well, because little Daryl's just dying to turn his imaginary friend real. So that's it for now. Thank you for watching. Bye bye for now, and happy simming. I thought you might like to see the alien family trees.